Hi, I'm Laura and welcome to the channel. Well, today we're going to be talking about a topic that was suggested by many of you in our community. How do we become a woman who attracts the right kind of women? The women who could potentially become friends, women who we will enjoy being around if we choose to invest in the relationship. I'm going to call this, how do we mean girl proof ourselves? Well, this is Smart Women, Smart Conversations, a place where we grab a cup of coffee a couple times a week and talk about the issues that affect women as we get older. And I want to preface my comments real quickly. I've been reading through all of your comments. There have been a couple thousand comments now over the last 6, 7, 8 videos. And let me say something about friendship. You know, sharing a story, and it doesn't matter where you live, if you work outside of the home, if you work inside the home, if you are successful, if you have money, if you don't have money, no matter what your level of education, most women have had an experience with someone they thought was a friend and it just didn't work out. But don't take the comments as poor me, because as I read through them, what I'm seeing and what I think I know about myself is that we take those lessons that we learned when we were 30 years old or 40 years old, and we use them to make sure that we don't repeat the mistakes going forward. And we've heard from women who enjoy being by themselves, women who choose to be more solitary, women who just choose acquaintances, casual connections. Friendship looks different for every woman. But I think one thing that we all have in common is our desire to not attract the wrong kind of woman. So how do we get that invisible target off of us? These experiences that we've learned through the years have just made us stronger. And I would bet 90% of the women that have shared a story of a friendship gone wrong are super happy right now with the people that are in their lives. It's okay to have had a bad experience, more than one bad experience, and to move on to greener pastures, using that knowledge from that bad experience to help you redefine yourself, maybe to draw some boundaries. So how do you keep those women, those, we'll call them mean girls, from being attracted to you? Because we've had a lot of conversations about falling into these bad patterns that do seem to attract the wrong kind of people. So of course it's self-reflection first and foremost. You don't want to keep repeating patterns. You don't want to attract people who have bad patterns, but you also don't want to be somebody who consistently makes judgments, errors in judgment that can cost you, you know, maybe not a broken heart, but certainly a few days of possibly feeling bad about yourself. So you need to feel empowered. You need to put yourself first. And what do I mean by putting yourself first? We're talking about friendship. We're not talking about your day-to-day schedule. We're talking about how you manage relationships that you have the opportunity to get involved in. You manage your schedule, your priorities, who you spend your time with. You put off, I'll call it an aura for a lack of a better word. We all do. We can spot, generally, the women who seem pretty darn self-confident, which is why we get stuck in these bad situations with mean girls, right? Because they come across as confident. And you think at first that they're a safe place to land, because we're all looking for someone who makes it easy for us to integrate into the new activity, into the new club, into the new organization. Maybe you're moving into a retirement facility. Maybe you're moving into a new town. We like to be taken under the wing of someone who can show us the ropes. But you need to step back and go slow and tell yourself that it may take longer to figure out who the best people are, but it's going to be an investment that's going to pay off. So as I said, put yourself first. Have a plan. Be intentional. Be a woman who's seen as trying different things, new things, going new places. You've got stuff going on. Believe it or not, women who seem to have a lot going on, and I'm talking about anything, taking a class, volunteering. You know, I had a little back and forth with a woman who wanted to get out of the house and connect with other people, but she had some anxiety. And so my suggestion was find a place where you can volunteer serving others. You are there to serve others. It could be furry friends. You could volunteer at your local animal shelter, because there's kind of this sense of relief when you walk into a new situation and you have a task. Immediately are given a task. We all know what it feels like to walk in a room of new people. I think most of us have been invited to a wedding where we only knew the bride or the groom or the mother of the bride or the mother of the groom, and we didn't know anyone else there. And you want to be there to support, and you feel good, you're all dressed up, but you know you're going to walk into that room and have butterflies in your stomach because you don't have anyone to talk to. So go into rooms with confidence. Even if the confidence is just something you're repeating to yourself over and over, always walk into a room with a smile. Always say hello to people. If you're invited, say yes. And once you've attended, say thank you. I make it a point to say thank you to anyone who has me over to their home. You know, something big, something small, invites me to an event, meets me somewhere. Write them a note and say thank you. Be someone who has that air of confidence. I have some beautiful flowers, as a matter of fact, right behind me from a friend who stopped by the other night. We have been trying to connect, just couldn't fit it into both of our schedules. And so she texted me at the last minute and said, "Hey, are you home tonight? I'm in town, maybe I could stop in and just say a quick hello." So I threw together, you know, some crackers and cheese and some hummus and put it out on a platter, and in she came with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. I said yes, and she said thank you. And the next day I reached out to her and told her how much it meant to me that she stopped by just for a couple of hours, and all we did was catch up on lots of good news, what was happening with her, what was happening with me, talked about the new YouTube channel. But giving off that air that you are doing things, that you are trying things, that you're learning new things, makes you really appealing to the right kind of people. And quite honestly, the girls you don't want to be around aren't interested in somebody who's got their own plan, who's got places to go and things to do. And it's okay if you even fudge a little bit, right? Maybe what you're doing today is taking a long walk and taking lots of pictures along the way. Maybe you're bird watching. Maybe you're, just spending a couple of hours at the library. Be doing things. And never forget, who you surround yourself really reflects on what other people who are watching think about you. It's not always fair that we're constantly being judged, but let's face it, we are. And in a perfect world, we want to attract like-minded people, people that we enjoy, people that we do feel a very kind connection to. I always say that mean girls are mean girls because they have malicious intent. They tend to be the gossips. But their gossip tends to be negative gossips. We've all told a story or two. We've all had some tea to spill. But mean girls want to target other women, and you want to stay away from them. So by going slowly, by observing, by not jumping in too quickly because someone's real quick to want to put their arm around you and show you the ropes, by taking that extra time, I think you'll do a lot toward making sure that you attract the right kind of women, the women that are right for you. Well, thanks for stopping by the channel. I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue to work through this crazy thing called relationships. And our next video is going to be about social media and how we've all gotten a little stuck in thinking that people's lives are a lot different than they actually are, and how we use our perception of who they are and what they are to make mistakes about friendship. Take care. I look forward to seeing you next time. Please subscribe and drop a comment. The conversation's been excellent. We have a lot of young women now on the channel who are listening to the wise words of those of us that are a lot older. Take care. Bye-bye.